Adrian Calamel is a fellow at Arabian Peninsula Institute, terrorism and Middle Eastern scholar. He's the author of forthcoming book on Hezbollah. Mr. Calamel, thank you very much for joining us at this hour, and thank you very much for making time for us. Why was it important for the US to send a delegation to Iran for talks, even after Iranian Supreme Leader Khamenei issued a warning to Israel?
That's a great question, and thank you for having me. There's obviously been a lot of messaging going on between the Islamic Republic and the Biden administration. And it all comes back to this whole conflict. When we saw October 7th happen, there are people that tried to distance Hamas from the Islamic Republic. This was them acting on their own free will, and then they have agency. When we talk about the hostage deal and Netanyahu not agreeing to a hostage deal and them continually rebuffing it, we have to remember that Hamas has rejected multiple hostage deals. And at the end of the day, the Islamic Republic probably is the one who has the leverage, the one who is calling the shots, saying, do we accept? Here's the deal we put forward. We'll see if they accept it. So that's why they're having discussions with the Islamic Republic, is because they think that by appeasing the regime, by talking to them, they can de-escalate the situation. When I view the situation as Tehran has been reading American weakness here and U.S. weakness, and the U.S. pulling away the multiple leaks and constant leaks coming out of the Biden administration, telling them that they're not going to ship things, telling them to stall. All the things that have come out have the Islamic Republic is read, Khamenei is read, and they see that they can press their, take the fight to Israel, which is the wrong message that the United States should be sending. The United States should be sending a message to the Islamic Republic that, listen, this has got to end, and it's got to end now. Israel has our full support. Don't go before the press and say that we have an ironclad relationship with Israel. Show it. Start sending in the resources that are necessary and make the right messages. Send the right messages.
Mr. Calamel, let's talk about the conflict in Gaza then. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reportedly sent a delegation team to Cairo to proceed with the truce talks, which many critics, including countries involved, Qatar, say the negotiations are in jeopardy. Do you agree with them?
Yes, I do. I mean, it's Qatar. So when we look at Qatar, we have to remember that that's Hamas's number one sponsor. So whatever they're going to say is going to be duplicitous and not really be straightforward. At the end of the day, it's Hamas that has the hostages. They have the leverage, and I don't see them ever. It's not Israel agreeing to ceasefire agreements. It's Hamas agreeing to return the hostages. If this had been done 10 months ago, this would all be over with. It's that simple.
Mr. Calamel, President Joe Biden expressed his discontent with continued escalation by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, even telling him to respect the presidency of the United States. How is this going to play out in the long run, the relationship between Israel and the leadership in the U.S.?
Great question. It's damaging. It's very damaging. If we, I'm not going to get into U.S. politics here, but if we have a Trump administration, I would see him try to repair that relationship. With Kamala Harris, her national security advisor, Philip Gordon, he's not a friend of Israel. He's a friend of the Islamic Republic. And I don't see things going well. And that relationship will continue to deteriorate over another 4 years under Democrat leadership, I believe.
All right. I've been talking to Adrian Calamel, who's a fellow at Arabian Peninsula Institute, terrorism and Middle Eastern scholar. Mr. Calamel, thank you very much for talking to WION The World is One today.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.